All right, folks. So we are back. And in this second interview, I have Idalis Bailey, who is going to be part of our Entrepreneur Perspectives video series. It's a great way to understand how to become an entrepreneur, become your own boss. And Idalis is an example of someone who has a great educational background, tremendous amount of skills. She's bilingual. Well, I'm going to let her tell you who she is, but she is the classic Latina or Latinx entrepreneur. And I introduce you to Idalis Bailey. Idalis, tell us a little bit about what you do and who you are.
Hi, Roger. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you for your invitation. I'm so happy to share with you a little bit about my experience. My name is Idalis Bailey. I'm a nurse. Also have an MBA in marketing and business administration. And then after 18 years, when I came here to New York, I started to take all my license as a medical esthetician, laser technician for all the aesthetic treatment. And that was the time that I started to open my own business here as a medical spa. After I was working 10 years for a multinational pharmaceutical company. So I'm the best to tell you a little about what is the difference to work in the corporation and also work with your own business too.
That's beautiful. And here's the thing that still impresses me as you're saying it. You have all these degrees. You're an author. You're a nurse. You studied in different parts of Latin America, and now you're an entrepreneur and a business owner here in New York and in the States. Tell us how important education is for the entrepreneur. Let's start there.
Okay, Roger. I would like to tell you that for me, education is number one. From my family, I'm from Colombia. In Colombia, we have a really good high-level education. Unfortunately, we have a problem, with social, political, economic, as all the Latin American country, but that is not limitation for us to follow our dreams. When you really have your dream and you have education, is the best way how you can help yourself to follow that dream. But also, if you don't have the education, it is no limitation too. But of course, if you have the education, again, that dream can be better, easy, and success is better than without education too.
I so much agree. I'm also impressed by the fact that you took marketing, you took business administration. You've taken medical courses and health and beauty courses, and you do all these different things, because at the end of the day, how important is something like marketing in your business?
Yeah, Roger, in my experience, let me tell you, I just want to tell all the community, young kids, because I have my son and he learned a lot from my side, but everyone who can learn from everything a little bit is the best. Don't focus only one career and that's it. You finish one career, I want to be a doctor. Okay, perfect, that's amazing. Try to be the best doctor. But what happened? What happens when you go into work? Either you're going to work for a clinic or either you're going to work for your independent clinic. You have to know a little bit basic information how to promote yourself, how to grow with your new brand, your product, how to communicate with your audience that you are doing good job, that you have a good experience, that you have a really amazing result with all your work. So everything need a little bit by little bit, everything need education, information, and don't be tired to educate yourself every time, all years, all age. For example, in my case, I'm going to school and I still take every month I do a network, and that network is first is scientific part and then is networking. But first I learn every month, we learn different topic, just only in my industry, of course, because that's very important. it's nice that you learn basic information, but you have to be focused in the area where you have your dream. For example, I'm a nurse and I also work in the beauty industry. So I'm focused in the integral beauty. Only professionals who are working in the static area too. We work with surgery, plastic, dermatology, physician assistant, nurse practitioner, nurse, and also medical spa owner who have that vision, who have that business, so they can teach all their esthetician, but that's very important when we only work in our area, because if not, never ever we're going to see result, because one day we're going to be here and the next day we're going to be in computer science and the next day we're going to be in construction. So how we
Yeah.
can build the real business, because it's just jumping in different places. It's totally different when you are focused in one area.
That's an amazing thing, and it's so very true. I always tell my kids, and I tell my students, when I say my kids, my children, my sons and daughters, don't put all your eggs in one basket, because when you are reliant on that one job, that one career, that one thing, and something goes wrong, you have to start all over again. You got to go backtrack. But when you're doing several things and you have your skills based in several different areas, you can recover quicker. And these are tough economic times. So it's important to have that ability. I want to go back to the networking, but before I do, I want to ask you to tell us a little bit about how you got started in your own business, because you studied these different things. I'm sure the impulse when you got out of school was, let me get a job, right? So when did the entrepreneurship thing happen? When did you say, you know what, I want to start my own business. I want to be my own boss. I want to do this. And why did you do it?
So when I remember in my 7 years, I saw my mom that she was working as a nurse assistant. It was very little, and I just, love what she was doing. I remember I was playing with the doll as a nurse. I remember, and I always say I want to work in a community. I want to work in a big, in big scenario. I visualize myself working in a big community from the young life. And then when I finished when I started my university, I chose nurse because I want to be a nurse as my mom. I finished my career and I started to work in the hospital. But either in the hospital, I feel like I want to grow, to do something different, because unfortunately in my country, as you know, again, Latin America is very touched, the economy is very difficult, and I didn't visualize myself continue working in that too hard for that little money. And I say, okay, let's go to follow my dream. And I applied to work for a multinational pharmaceutical company. It was a corporation. I started with them. I was working 10 years and I was making a lot of money, but to be honest, I didn't feel like I was happy 100%, because my dream was to work in the community and also have my own business, to be an entrepreneur. And why I choose this, because when I was working in the corporation, I was single, I didn't have kids. I usually visited all the spa as a patient, no? And every time that I was in the recession, I was visualize myself, this is the business that I want. This is that I want. And the in the corporation, they moved me to Buenos Aires. So I was living in Buenos Aires too.
Wow.
I was living in Buenos Aires and it was very hard for me. Either it was the same language. To be honest, I feel different. This is
Mhm.
not for me. 4 years, almost 5 years, but I feel like it is not for me. I can't think it's no Idalis, something I looking like I miss it. So when I decided to come here, I told with my company, I say, how you can help me to go there. So they told me first you have to go for the CUNY, you have to go to the La Guardia Community College
Mhm.
just to start to building your language, to learn your language, and then we will have the possibility to hire you in our headquarters in New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I say, yes, that's good. It was a good stimulation for me. I want to start. They told me, are you sure that you want that big change in your life? Yes. Are you sure? Yes. And that time I say, I want this. So from the beginning, to be honest, I didn't feel afraid because I have the opportunity to move one time from my country. So it was my second time, was not new for me. But it was not easy, but not impossible too. I didn't have the limitation for my language. Either now I didn't speak very clear, but I show my confidence. I know that I have my education. I know that there is nothing impossible in this life. For all the kids, students, or friends who are listening to me today, my best recommendation is first, follow your dreams, your determination. Don't give up. Remember, nothing in this life is easy, but
Mm.
nothing is possible too. You have to listen your heart, and also look at around your life people who really help you, people who really you admire, like you can really follow their good example. If you have people around your life who really absorb all your positive energy and your vision, it's better to push away, move this part, because you need person who stimulate your life every single day.
Let me
Never,
ask
never stop.
let me ask you this question. Off the top of your head, people that you emulate or people that you admire, it could be famous or non-famous or family member. Who are some of the people that you looked at and went, God, that's the person that I want to be like, or that's the person that inspires me. Um, who are the people in your life that motivated you to become, who you are?
One of the people who really, really helped me, and I still remember him because it's not that, but it was my boss. I remember he's from Lyon. The culture of the company, the headquarters is in Lyon, from Lyon too. I remember them both. They always was very kind person. They always teach us to be working always as a human society, the education. And the other person who I always remind in my mind from my 6 7 years is my grandma. My grandma always told me something very important. I always teach my son, and I'm working very hard with him. He said, you have to work with values. You have to love yourself, be honest, be, that kind of person. We're never going to be perfect, but at least have a balance in your life, spiritual, like emotional. That's why we always have ambition, but healthy ambition.
That's great.
We have to think how important is the life. Enjoy every single day. And everything that we have is an experience. Either it is a negative, but that's not negative. It's something like we have to live for some reason, but it was an experience. Believe or no, that experience is
That's
good to
right.
don't repeat that. And that's
That's
the
right.
part that we have to think in today.
Yes, that's right. That's great. There's always a mix of, family and people that you come across in your life that really motivate you, and you learn from them. You always learn from the people around you, and that's a good thing. So for the students out there, for anyone watching, pay attention to the people around you, because they can change your life. I have to ask you a question about, you talked about language. And you speak English beautifully, and you speak Spanish beautifully, and you write in both languages, which is amazing. Your books are published in both languages. Um, what other challenges starting a business, or, being your own boss, or whatever you want to call it here in the States, what other challenges do Latinos face? Because one of the things that one of the reasons we're doing this is because of Hispanic Heritage Month. This country has almost 20% of the population is self-identified as Latinx, Hispanic, Latino, but they face unique challenges in starting their own business. What are some of the challenges that you saw, that you experienced, that you want to tell people, Latinos who want to be entrepreneurs to keep an eye out for?
One of the big challenges is to be an author.
Is to be?
To be author of my own book. That's amazing. That's why, we never think when we are young, oh, who is an author? For me, it was the amazing experience in my life. And it's very easy to do. It's very easy. Just, again, follow your dreams. But the best way is when you really know who you are. When you talk about your history, your own history. Who is Idalis? Nobody know Idalis more than me. So when you write your own history, that's good. Like, this is the real history, why I'm here. And again, Latinos in United States are very happy when we can hear the famous American dreams. And that's 100% true. We can do it. Why not? There is no limitation.
So what I'm hearing here, you see, I thought you were going to say something like getting funding, because I hear that a lot, getting funding, getting this, getting that. But you went right to marketing, because what you're doing is literally writing a book and branding yourself and letting the people know, this is my area of expertise. Here it is. And that to you was like a big step forward, right? Like an aha moment. Wow, if I write the book, all of a sudden everything changes. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, definitely is. It's like the big compliment for everything that I'm doing, because I'm on business 16 years in New York.
16.
16 years.
Wow.
And again, I have the experience to work in the corporation and also work with my own business. I can tell you, I'm so happy with the big change. Either it was a corporation, because this is the dream for everyone to work, to have everything in the corporation, some of corporation, they pay the university, they pay everything, but you never have this, is in my opinion, I respect the other, no? You never have this satisfaction, your own satisfaction, that you are doing everything for yourself. You don't have limitation where to do how much you want to make, how much you want to grow, and everything is in your head. There is nobody going to tell you, don't do it. You can, no, impossible. Everything that you want, you can do it. But again, it's very important to have orientation, education. Find people who can, or I usually, either with all the education, with all the experiences that I have, I usually have my coaching in different areas, because it helped me to building better ideas, be more confident. And again, we have to trust professionals the same than me. If I'm a professional, I believe in professional too. That's why for me it's nice when we work in a group. Teamwork is the best. And that's why we have better results when we are focused, working in a group, a specialized professional group, where we can discuss and take really good decisions at the end.
Okay, so that brings us back to networking, because you're talking about the importance of a group, the importance of surrounding yourself with people that can help your business, can help you, expand your experience and become smarter and stronger and so on. And you mentioned earlier, before we started recording this interview, about the networking, and then you mentioned it again in the interview. So let's go back to networking. We talked about mentors a little bit, the people that inspire us and keep us going. But you have, tell us about what you're doing in networking, and we talked about the QR code that's right next to your face, which is, always marketing, right? So tell us about those things, because I think that's important.
Roger, that part is very, very interesting in my life. What happened when I opened my own business, the Renew Aesthetic and Medical Spa, on 2020, we have the pandemic that it affect everyone, especially the small business. They closed my door. So in that moment, I said, what can I do? What can I do with myself? But I always work in plan B, plan A, plan B, plan C, always. So when I start to hear like the news, like, everyone was so nervous, I immediately told all my team, I said, okay, this is the time that we have to take decision. If we close the business now, or if we have to reduce the personal, or we have to work everyone part-time. So everyone was agreed to work part-time. Okay, it was good. Thank God we couldn't. And then in that time, I say, okay, this is the moment that I want to start to work very hard in my personal brand, because in that time I couldn't have opened the door for my patient outside. So we started to building and empower my personal brand as Idalis Beauty Savvy. So I start to diversify in this industry. So that's why I told you, or I agree about you talking before, we have to diversify. I'm in the same industry, I never changed, but with my own experience, after so many years, I start to diversify with my personal name. So medical spa you can find all over, but no, you cannot find Idalis Beauty Savvy, just only unique, just only me. And that's another idea that I can transfer to you guys, that you're starting, your own idea. Always thinking in marketing to building the position of the name of your company, but also your name too.
Your personal brand.
Your personal brand has to be combined with your business name too. And that makes big difference for all the business, the small business. So you have chance later, you can go to Google and you can find my business name. You can see all the good testimony that I have. But why? Because I'm doing a lot of work from my personal experience on my personal name, Idalis Beauty Savvy, and it helped me a lot for my own business, that is Renew Aesthetic. But at the same time, it was the best moment to work more in marketing. All the marketing that I did for myself in the business, I started to promote with professionals. So it was the time that I started to open the other area in the same industry, but more with professional. So right now I work with my patient in Renew Aesthetic and professional in this industry. So now with them, I share all marketing, business administration, the book. Also, we have the networking that you are talking about. I started with every month we have a networking. So the first part of the networking, just only 1 hour. The first part, the 30 minutes, is just only a panel. We do a panel with three professionals that we invite in different countries: doctor, nurse, nutritional psychology. Every month we choose a topic. That topic is coming from the audience. I always ask them, what topic do you want to talk next month? And every month we have difference. And then little by little, so it was it's a good experience for you guys, because in Latin America, in some of the country, the name networking is more like multi-level. They was thinking that was multi-level. They didn't know exactly what was the networking. So when I started, nobody listened to me, just a few, and they was like a strange. They didn't understand what was my real concept about this. So after 3 months, my third in networking, you don't have an idea. I have so many people connecting in my networking, and that's today. I didn't start from that day, and today I have just all the email. I want to be part of your networking. I want to be part of my networking. Right now, I have 3 groups, the WhatsApp. And also I have a 900 in the database, and I have the speaker. I started only 3, and today we have 210 speaker. That is
Wow.
totally different. And what happened today? After that pandemic, we could building that good database that they are today part of my customer, because I have a book. The book is Global Leader in Integral Beauty. So that professional was coming from that networking. Also, we have a magazine, it's a global magazine too. And we have the networking every month and one international conference. We do here, we invite them, they come in here as a speaker too. And this is amazing. Everything was building from this networking.
Wow.
But the last part, it is very important to have discipline. We have to do every month. Don't be tired. Some months is good, some months not good, but we have to keep constant. We have to be get discipline. You never can stop, except that you don't feel comfortable. But if it is your passion, it is your love, if you feel comfortable and you have resolve, never stop. You will love it. Every month is different, and we always create something different for them too.
Wow, what great advice. I'm really impressed that you're doing so many different things. You know, and again, I want to break that image of the Latino or Latinx entrepreneur, you know, having a small business and not thinking bigger. And I think you're thinking bigger, which is such a wonderful, inspiring thing for the folks watching this. As a woman, as a Latina, and as someone who came to this country from another country, what advice do you give to other aspiring entrepreneurs out there who might be from a different country or might be Latino, or, you know, maybe feels like they can't do it the same way as someone who has a rich uncle and can help them start the business? What advice would you offer them?
For me, the best advice is be clear what do you want. That's the most important. Have a purpose in your life, because we cannot jump in one day here, one the other day in the different, because nothing is going to work. If you don't have purpose in your life, it's going to be very difficult in whole your life too. So I understand when you are, teenager, one day you want to be a doctor, the other day you want to be accountant, the other day you want to be engineer. But in my case, to be honest, from my 7 year, I knew what I want to do. I remember because I saw my mom and I want to be a nurse. And I'm a nurse and I still, doing that, and I love that. But in the nurse, you have different opportunities. It's not only focus the nurse be in this hospital and get the patient together. That's no. Today is the same than the doctor. You can be a doctor, but you have amazing opportunity. You can be engineer. You can have amazing opportunity. Work for a corporation. Work for your own company. So that's the idea. You have to visualize today the big opportunity. Nothing is impossible. Nothing is easy, but nothing is impossible. Before, everyone want to finish the school and work for a corporation because they don't know, they feel afraid, they don't know how to open their own business. Or I have to work in a corporation first because I have to have experience. That's good. That's good in a smart way. But remember, try to don't waste it too much time. You really want to be an entrepreneur, because all the time that you're working for a corporation is the time that you have to put in your project, in your own company. It's the same. The only thing is that the corporation have the money to start, and you don't have it. But there is so many programs. There is so many programs here, in the United States, where you can learn without pay anything. You just
Yeah.
go register in the networking, in the education, New York State Department, a small business. That's why you have to look in people who help you going to the university. In the university has so many programs who they can guide you where you can go, but don't put limitation in your life. That's why the best advice is be clear. What do you want? Have a
Love that.
purpose in your life, and also follow your dreams. That's very important, because when you follow your dreams, everything that you're going to do is with passion. You don't feel that you're working.
Yes, that's true.
You feel that you're working. You feel
That's
like
very true.
it's like you get tired because of course your body spend energy doing your passion, but you feel happy, and every day you want to do something different in your same company, of course. But that's my healthy suggestion for you guys. Get purpose of your life. That's the most important.
I absolutely love that. Idalis, I really feel that you've brought a totally new dimension to the idea of the Latinx entrepreneur during this Hispanic Heritage Month. Your entrepreneurship perspectives are very unique, and that's one of the things that we tell, pretty much tell all our students is you're going to be unique. No two experiences are going to be the same. So that's an amazing profile that you just offered us. I want to thank you for doing this interview. It's really good information. If folks want to reach out to you, what's the best way that they can find you online or reach out to you directly?
I'm in all the social media as a Idalis Beauty Savvy, but I also renew aesthetics in Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn, Twitter too. So all the social media with both Idalis Beauty Savvy or Renew Aesthetics. And now with the book, Global Integral Beauty. That's 3 branches you can find, and you can have all the experiences about my short life here.
Well, I love it. And Idalis, thank you very much. To the students out there, please take advantage of this great information and check out her social media and her website and her book if you can get your hands on it. I think that's a wonderful thing. So, Idalis, thank you very much. Have a happy rest of the Hispanic Heritage Month and a very successful career moving forward.
Thank you, Roger. Thank you for your invitation. I'm so happy to share all my experiences, because I know that there are a lot of people who wants to follow their dream, and this is a little example. So thank you for the invitation too.
Thank you. Wonderful. All right, folks. So there you have it. Keep coming back. We're going to have more interviews with more, entrepreneurs and get their perspectives. And I'll see you at the next show.